Hey, we're live, guys. We're live. We're live. My name is Jeff. I'm here with eBay Addicts, and today my special guest is Richie Hustles. Man, how you doing, man? Introduce yourself.
What's going on, Jeff? What's going on, everybody? Hey, listen, I go by Richie Hustles on the East Coast. I know there's a lot of West Coast sellers, but I'm representing on the East Coast in Massachusetts, and I sell on Amazon.
Yeah. It's funny, actually. Richie Hustles. He didn't know I was already a subscriber of his channel, and I actually ran into you on a live stream the other day. I was on Reseller's live stream. I don't know if you saw me in there, but I saw you in the live stream, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to track Richie Hustles down and see if we can get him to come on the live and hang out."
I did see that. Yeah, I saw that in the chat.
Yeah, I saw that. People were throwing like $200 in chat in the live stream, and you said something like, "Hey, come on my live stream."
Yeah, let's go to my live stream.
Yeah, just wave him in, wave him into your live stream, bro. Yeah, I'm down here in Tampa, and Richie Hustles, guys, he's located up in Boston, right?
You got it, Boston. Yep.
Yeah, so if you can't tell from his accent, he's from up north. But yeah, I'm down here in
accent too. Everybody thinks I'm from New York, but
it's fine, bro. I ain't mad at you. You can tell I got a little bit of an accent too, man. So tell me what's been going on with you. I want to congratulate you on your how your YouTube channel has been going and your reselling adventures. How's it been going for you, bro?
Man, it's been the busiest ever this year. You know, unfortunate, but fortunately, with everything that's been happening, just e-commerce sales have just been really through the roof. So I mean, everything's just been going really well. And you know, I still have a full-time job, but it's a work from home type of situation right now. And it allows me to actually focus on my Amazon business, which is also allowing me to focus on YouTube and pump out content. So things have been extremely, extremely, extremely busy.
Yeah. So do you mind telling people what you do, what your work from home job is? Do you want to elaborate on that or not?
Yeah. No, I manage a banking center. And for one of the big banks.
Okay, cool. So
now I'm working from home. They have me working from home on a computer. I got like this setup. It's kind of strange, but
but it's kind of nice. You get to spend time with your family. You saw your daughter on the your YouTube video, and you get to spend time with your family. You get to work from home, so you're living the dream life, bro. You're out there doing it, man.
It allows me to focus on the business. So we hope one day to go full time. So.
Yeah, that'll be nice. I just want to say hi to some people in the chat that are watching. Bearded Veteran, Kentucky fan, American Made. Hey, guys, we're live, so if you have questions or comments, drop it in the chat below. So, Richie Hustlesman, so you work 40 hours a week, and then you go out on your free time and go out sourcing. How is your sales been this year since we had this whole COVID thing? Has it been up, or has it been down? Has it been flat? How has it been?
It's been really up. So to give you kind of an idea, last year all together with just Amazon sales, the entire year of 2019, I did just under I think it was 175,000 or something like that. And this year, as of was it July? I think it was July or August. We eclipsed 250,000 in sales. So
those are gross numbers, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what have you been doing? What have you been doing on average, like per month? Like, does it vary from month to month? Like, what has your sales been lately?
It's anywhere between 40 to 60K a month.
Oh, really?
It just depends. Because the beginning of the year was really slow, and then COVID hit, and then it was kind of like going like this, and then COVID hit, and we just did like a huge incline.
So do you do all your sourcing, doing clearance and stuff, or do you have wholesale accounts? Because I've seen your videos and you've got like truckloads of boxes that you're hauling up there, bro. And I'm thinking like, man, I just don't know. There's no way that I'd be doing that. I mean, you go out sourcing every day, like you go sourcing 5 days a week, or how does that work, man?
So generally I try to get out at least 6 out of the 7 days to go to a few stores. On the weekends, I usually go to I start 8, 9 o'clock. I'll hit maybe 8 to 10 stores on a Saturday or a Sunday, depends. But right now, my business is really about 40% RA and 60% wholesale. I do run a wholesale segment of my hustle too, which has been very fruitful. And when I'm going out sourcing, I try to document it on the YouTube channel, which is why you might see uploads every day, every other day, or whatnot, because, you know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But I try to document every time I go out. You know, sometimes
Yeah,
we come
well,
home with,
yeah. I commented on one of your videos, and you said something one day. You went to like 10 WalMarts looking for merchandise, and I was like,
yeah,
you know, this guy, because sometimes I go sourcing at pawn shops, and I'll go hit 10 pawn shops in one day, and I show people what I find, and they're like, well, I didn't see anything at my pawn shop that I went to. I'm like, no, you don't get it. I went to like 10 or 12 different places in one day to find this merchandise. I didn't just
yeah,
walk in the front door and walk out with all this merchandise in 10 minutes. I've been hustling I went to 10 locations to find this merchandise. It didn't just fall in my lap. So yeah, I was
right.
like, and then when you're telling people like, look, man, I go out and do this 10 stores in a day. Like, I'm like, all right, dude, I got to get this guy on the show. We got to hang out and talk, man. Cause I was like, he's doing the same thing as me, except I'm selling on eBay and you're selling on Amazon. So tell people, how long have you been a reseller now, and how long have you been selling on Amazon? And I heard you don't like selling on eBay. I saw that in the comment section. Tell the people what's been going on, Richie.
Yeah, so I'm going on my third year as a reseller.
Yeah.
I started 2018 September. So we're going on the third year, and I did sell. I started on Amazon and I started on eBay. As Amazon picked up, I started on Amazon selling books because I figured there was the least expensive thing to sell for the most profit. And after watching all the videos, you know, Reezy's videos and all the veterans that are out there, they all suggested selling a book. So I said, you know, these guys aren't making money. They're not doing it. It's like BS. And I remember, and next to my job, there was a library, and I took $20. I bought a bunch of books. I spent $8. I didn't even spend the 20. I bought 16 books, and I took that $8 and I flipped it into 50. The rest is history after that, right?
Yeah.
But I basically was selling books, trying to get the sales velocity up. And I was selling. I was starting to sell some clearance on on eBay because you know, as a beginning seller, you're gated in a lot of categories. You can't sell toys, you can't sell all these brands, and you're almost like heartbroken. So instead of cry about what I couldn't sell on Amazon, I just focused on what I could sell on Amazon, and the rest I kind of shifted to eBay. So fast forward to your question about why I don't like selling on eBay or why I quit selling on eBay is because there was a lot. I was actually doing a lot of volume on eBay, and it was kind of taken away from Amazon. You know, I'm one person, and to work a full-time job, to do Amazon, to do all this, and then I have to deal with the headaches of the returns of the client if they're returning it, and then disputing, and PayPal is a whole other story. I just didn't like that way of selling. I always gravitated towards Amazon. And for the first like year and a half, I never did merchant fulfilled on Amazon either, which is just shipping directly to the customer. I always did FBA. Just since really COVID in the beginning of the year, you kind of had to shift to merchant fulfilled because of what happened with Amazon. I don't know if you were aware. They kind of cut off. They cut us off at the Kyon. So they said nope. Well, you can't send in this stuff. You have to do a merchant fulfilled. And you kind of had to either adjust or you had to wait, really. So I tried merchant fulfilled. It was great, but I just didn't like I didn't like the feel of the eBay with the volume. I've always sold on eBay for years and years. I've sold on eBay before I started selling on Amazon. But with the volume that I'm doing on Amazon and the business with Amazon and YouTube, it actually helped me scale more. Focusing on Amazon. I sell a little bit on Mercari now to kind of make up for like and stuff, but my main focus is my Amazon and YouTube.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, things have changed a little bit on eBay. They're starting this new managed payment system, so they're basically giving PayPal the boot. So if you don't like PayPal, they're not going to be around for much longer. And if you look, there are certain select categories now, they're giving you free insertion fee listings on select categories. And so the only reason I brought it up, because I know sometimes maybe you might run into some items that you're gated on or something like that, and you could be still flip it on eBay and still make some money. And like I sell a lot of media items. I sell a lot of DVDs and video games and like CDs, audiobooks, things like that. And right now I pay 0 insertion fees. So if you're buying an item for 50 cents and you're selling it for $20, you're paying 0 insertion fees. And and all you have to pay is, like I said, whenever the item sells, you're just paying the I was going to say the PayPal fee, but the managed payment fee and the eBay fee, and that's it. So, if you're paying 50 cents for an item and you're selling it $20, that's a 40x on your money. You got a pretty good chunk of profit margin there. So I understand what you mean scaling. My goal this year, I'm trying to get to 10,000 items on my main eBay store. And my second eBay store, you know how it is when you create a brand new store, they want to limit how many items you can list. So right now it's like I max it out. I got to call them up in a month, get them to raise up my listing limits, and it just takes time, you know. So
Right.
if someone is new and they're interested in reselling and they wanted to get started on Amazon, how do they go about doing that? Because I'm not an Amazon seller, but I was told that you can start selling for free. You don't have to start off with a pro seller account is what I'm saying. You can start off with the entry level one, right?
Correct. Yeah. So right now, Amazon currently offers two types of plans. One is the entry level, which is what you said you could sell for free. Well, they say for free, but it's really not, and I'll tell you why. You have the essentially free account, and then you have the professional, which you pay the $40 a month. You can sell unlimited products on Amazon as long as you're allowed to sell that product. But on the quote unquote free account, for every item you sell, you can sell up to 40, and this may have changed, I don't know, but as far as I'm aware of, you can sell up to 40 SKUs per month, and you pay a 99-cent fee per item. So if you can only sell 40 items per month and you're paying 99 cents, you're essentially going to pay $40 a month unless you're only selling 20 items. But I mean, if you're selling 20 items, you know, maybe scale it up and get some more items and sell, because to me, Amazon is really a volume game. So, you know, if you have your free account, you can sign up for free, sole prop, individual account. And it's essentially free. They just take out 99 cents per item that you sell, up to 40 items per month. Or you could do the professional account, which is a flat $40 a month, lets you sell unlimited items as long as Amazon lets you sell that item, or you're not restricted in those categories of brands.
Hey guys, we're live right now with Richie Hustles. So if you have any questions or comments, drop it in the chat below. Richie Hustles, he actually, what I like about your channel is that I feel like you're authentic, and you'll actually go into like Walmart clearance and be like, hi guys, I'm filming live. I'm showing you exactly what I'm doing. I'm not editing anything. I'm not trying to make it look pretty. I'm showing you the boots on the ground of what I'm looking for, how I'm scanning these barcodes, what margins we're looking for, and it's all out there. We're not, you know, we're being open and transparent about it. So I like that aspect of it. And so when you're out here, because see, the thing is, people think that you just go shopping and you make money. That's it. They don't know, like, when you go home, you're having to peel off all the stickers. You're having to go, you're having to go and do all this work and get all the boxes prepped and everything ready to go before you even ship it in or list it. Like, they just see, oh man, that's great. I would love to just, buy items and, at the clearance at Walmart and make money. Well, it's not like it just falls and lands in your lap. There is some work behind the scenes that you do. Can you go into a little bit on that? Hang on one second. I want to answer one of the viewers' questions. How does he randomly purchase items for FBA to get that volume and chance that there's a profit? When I did it, there wasn't that much profit, and it went much. I was ungated in that. I couldn't find good profit. Well, it's a price competition. Well, we're going to go into that. Richie Hustles, he's been selling for 3 years now on Amazon, and I'm going to shut up and let him go into all that. Go ahead, Richie.
Yeah, so, I mean, you want me to answer that question first, or you want me to...
Go ahead.
Yeah, so if I understand the question correctly, this person was having issues finding profitable items. That's basically the nuts and bolts of that, right? So what I would say is, I think, ask yourself, are you scanning enough items? I can tell you that in my videos now, or me in general, a lot of times people comment and they'll say, how come you're not scanning this? How come you're not scanning that? How come you're not scanning this? And the answer is, I probably already scanned it. I probably already have come across it at some point. What I would tell you is this, though. If you're looking for profitable items, I would say you just got to keep scanning more items. You just have to look for categories and brands and look for other items that are going to be profitable. Hey, when I first started, I was gated in toys. I couldn't sell it. I had to sell a lot of things that I knew nothing about. I'm going to go back to the books thing. If you're buying books for $1, and say at the time they were like $1 or $2 at Savers, now they're like $4 or $5. You can't just scan an item, and even if it has a great sales rank, and say, okay, this is a winner, right? This is a dinner, is what I like to say. It's because it's probably because it might not be a dinner, right? there's a little bit more involved. You know, are you checking the Keepa? Are you using Keepa.com software to enter the ASINs in there to look at the graphs on how often it sells? Are you using something like Scoutify 2, which comes with a membership with Inventory Lab, which helps you? Are you in the? It tells you if you're in the 1% of the category, 3%, 6%, whatever it is. You know, are you using other tools? Because if you're just scanning an item and seeing that you know maybe you like the sales rank because maybe it's ranked 100,000 in toys out of 86 million, and you think it's a winner, but it just sold maybe an hour ago and you didn't know that, so it slammed the rank down. But you didn't have Keepa to check that, and you would have known that it only sells maybe 3 times in the past 6 months. Maybe you wouldn't have bought that item. So there's a little bit more than just scanning an item with the Amazon Seller app and saying, "Oh, okay, I'm going to buy this." I will say, if you are doing books, and listen, I might get crucified for this, but I never check Keepa with books ever. I just never do. They're cheap enough to buy in bulk. You know, if I get burned for 20 books, 30 books, I'm okay with that because the 100 I sold. So I don't check books.
Yeah, can I interrupt you real quick, Richie? What I was going to say is, if you guys notice, when you go to different Walmarts and you go to the clearance section, all the stores aren't the same. I might go to grab one item and it might be 50 cents or $1 at one Walmart. At another Walmart, it might be $2.50. It might be $3. So you just have to go. Richie Hustles, he goes to like 10 different stores in one day. So he shows you what he gets, but it's not like he just walked into one store and walked out with like $500 in profit. He might have had to go, maybe he made $50 profit, but he went to 10 stores to make $500. So it's not like he just walked in and he went in a revolving door and walked in and walked out. It takes some work. And so and I was gonna say, and listen, sometimes you might go into a store and you might come out with 500 profit. Great job. You know what I mean? Sometimes it happens like that, but not all the time. So a lot of times you know it's a swing and a miss. You just strike out, and it's like nothing you can do wrong. If you go to the clearance section and it's wiped out, or you go to the clearance section and the stuff's overpriced, and you don't want to buy an item and lose money. If it's not there, it's not there. If I go in, I stick my head in there and I look around, I check out the electronics section, I check out the clearance section. If I don't see nothing there, I just grab my stuff and move on. Because you only have so many hours. The Walmarts used to be open 24 hours. Now they're not. So if you're wasting daylight, you only have so many hours that you can go hunting looking for merchandise. You walked in there, you walked through there, you looked at, you scanned some barcodes, and if it's not going to work for you, then cut your losses, cut bait, and move. You got to move. You got to move. You can't be stagnant and sitting here scanning 20 barcodes. And if it's already been cleaned out, it's cleaned out. I've seen you actually go to Dollar Tree, seen you go to Marshall's, I've seen you go to Target, I've seen you hit up Walmart. But let people know, hey, Jennifer, how you doing? Guys, we're live with Richie Hustles, so go ahead and drop questions in the chat if you have questions for him. So now, explain, what kind of profit margins are you looking for when you scan these barcodes? How do you get ungated instantly on some of these categories? And what's kind of sales velocity, sales rank are you looking at?
So depending, the profit margin is so variable because if it's selling hand over fist, it's selling 100 to 150 times per month, 20% is good for me. Generally, the one rule of thumb that I've always liked to do is I've always liked to say, okay, if I'm going to buy an item for $5, I want to make $5. You know what I mean? If I'm going to buy an item for $10, I want to make $10. But sometimes if I buy an item for $10, and if it sells a lot, if it's selling like in my head, I'll be like, okay, it sells 50 a month. I'm willing to make $5 on this $10 item, $5 profit. And if I buy 20 of them, if it's worth it to do so, it just the ROI.
Well, Richie Hustles, you got to explain to people that aren't on Amazon. When you say buy an item for 10 and make 10, that means you got to buy it for 10 and sell it for like 30, right? In order to make your $10 profit, because they're going to take out Amazon fees, you have shipping fees, you have storage cost fees. So you have to elaborate, because people think, oh, well, I bought this item for 10. It says it sells on Amazon for 10, so I'm in the green now. But they don't understand that you look. Amazon is going to take their cut, right? And then and then you're paying for the cost of goods, COG, which is cost of goods, and you're only going to get whatever's meat and potatoes is left in the middle between the two, right? So go
right. I'm going to show you something. Can you see this on the screen, or is it you can't?
Go ahead.
See it?
We can see it.
Okay. Let me explain before I show this to you. So there was an item today on my live It was a Vicks personal steam inhaler, and it was on clearance for $15. So this is what it scanned up as. Okay, so it was selling for $29.43 minus the fees, and it was going to give you $19.60 gross proceeds. Can you see that? Can everybody see that?
I see the screen. Yeah, we can see it. Go ahead.
So you want to go buy the $19.60. That's basically what you're going to take home after you sell that item. So after you purchase the item for $15, I didn't buy the item, by the way, and I'll tell you why. You purchase the item for $15. You have to take that $19.60, subtract your $15 because that's your cost, and you're left with $4.60 profit. Now, it doesn't stop there because now you have to take into account shipping, anything like that. And generally, my shipping ranges anywhere between 25 cents to 50 cents per item, per pound when you're sending it in, because you send in such bulk into Amazon, and Amazon takes care of the rest. This particular item I wouldn't sell directly to a customer. I would send it into FBA, which means I would take this item with a lot of other items and I would ship it directly to Amazon, which Amazon would then take the item, store it on their shelves, wait for somebody like you, your mother, your sister, your brother, anybody who might buy it. Amazon deals directly with the customer. I'm basically the supplier. So
you're the middleman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're the middleman. Go ahead.
And now I didn't buy the item, and there was about 6 of them on my live today, and I didn't take them because 6 times 5 is $30. I would have had to sacrifice $85 to make $30. To me, it wasn't worth it. By the time it goes in, I didn't take it because if I'm going to buy something for $15, I want to at least make $10. If this was selling for $34.95, up another $5, and I could have made just under $10 profit, I probably would have bought them all. But it didn't work out that way. But you're right. To your point, there are Amazon fees. There are shipping fees. You have to calculate your shipping if you have to prep the item, or if you pay Amazon to prep the item. A lot of times what I've been doing now is I've been paying Amazon to prep the item. And a lot of people, there's a lot of mixed feelings on that, because a lot of resellers are like, why don't you do it yourself? Save the money. You can get the poly bag so much cheaper. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? With me, I always try to consider time. My time is extremely valuable. When I'm outsourcing, if it's going to take me 2 hours to prep, or 3 hours to prep 200 items, depending on what they are. Maybe they only need stickers. Maybe they need poly bag. Maybe they need a couple of other things. But if I can get Amazon to pay for the prepping, because Amazon will charge you per poly bag, Amazon will charge you per label, Amazon charges you every little thing, maybe 50 cents, maybe 20 cents, whatever it is. If for instance, it took me almost 4 hours to prep 256 items because a lot of them needed poly bagging. They needed stickering and all that other stuff. And I said, I don't want to do this. I have so much other things I have to do. I'm going to pay Amazon. So for 4 hours of work, I basically paid Amazon $70 to prep 4 hours worth of work. So I took the $70 divided by the 4, and that's what I paid somebody per hour if I was to hire somebody. Like, I try to have that mentality, is using Amazon as Amazon's like my employee essentially. Now I wouldn't pay Amazon $25-$30 an hour to do that work. I'd probably cap it at like $15 an hour on my calculations, but time is money. You know what I mean? Time is money.
Yeah. Hey, Richie, I'm going to get to some of the questions in the chat. I'm sorry to interrupt you, bro.
No, let's do it.
Okay, somebody in the chat says they don't like selling on Amazon because they have to get permission to sell in different categories. They said, when you sell on Amazon, what items are you selling the most of right now? Like, what items are hot that you're selling the most of? And somebody said, do you take chances on larger items that are hard to ship? I've seen you buy a big leaf blower that you sell locally. Yeah. Like, Richie flips anything that's not nailed down. He doesn't care.
Correct. Right. So that first question was about they don't like selling on Amazon because they find themselves being gated or can't sell in certain categories.
Yeah.
So I would answer that one first. So the Amazon is a beast, right? Amazon wants to make sure that they can trust their sellers, and a lot of these companies, when they talk with Amazon, not everybody could just sell like Lego. Lego is a hard brand to get ungated in. But there are a couple of ways that you can get ungated to sell certain brands or categories. And there's only two ways. And it's the most frequent question I get. I did a video on my YouTube channel on it. I tried to explain it in layman's terms as much as I could. One way is you get auto ungated, which means when you scan the item, it's going to come up restricted request, to sell. You would hit request on the app, and then it's going to come up and say you're about to request for Lego to sell a new category. You put request, and then it's going to come up and say, congratulations, you've been approved to sell Lego. Or it's going to come up and say, hey, we need either a letter from the brand saying they give you permission to do this, or you need to submit an invoice from a distributor. The reason why, as far as I know, that they want those items, and they only want one. Generally, no one's ever, I haven't ran into anybody that gets a letter from the company. You usually always just get an invoice from a distributor or something. Basically, they're saying, hey, are you a legit person? Are you a legit business? Do you have, because you can't get, generally you can't get distribution accounts unless you're running a business. It's very hard to get distribution accounts running a sole prop. You can do it, but like I have an LLC, and what it does is when you get these distribution accounts, you can then order the items that they are offering. As long as you're buying 10 or more, you can take that invoice, submit it to Amazon, and they will most likely approve you to sell that brand or category or whatnot. Now, a big question I get too, I got the other day, is somebody said, hey, I just bought 13 of this item. Can I use my Walmart receipt to get ungated in that? And the answer is no.
I was going to say, I don't think that works. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. But you can use if there was any question of authenticity or proof of purchase, you can submit your Walmart receipt or your Target receipt. As long as the UPC on the item matches the UPC on the receipt and it makes a baby, you're good.
Okay. Somebody in the chat, they said, what is the best, cheapest way to ship one large item? An example of a salon chair in state about 300 miles. I'm not 100% for sure what would be the cheapest way to do it. I know that on eBay, they just signed a new contract with UPS, and that you can actually get a discounted rate now through UPS. So you can check UPS, you can check FedEx, you can check the post office. I would check two or three different ones and find out which one is the cheapest, and just get insurance on it and box it up and ship it. Have your customer pay shipping.
Yeah, and then what you can do too is what I did was, it's so funny that somebody asked about oversized items. I just sold like 4 or 5 big chandeliers, 6 light chandeliers that I got from Lowe's for $35 a piece, and I flipped them on Amazon for $200, and I did it merchant fulfilled. And what I did was I went to so Amazon gives you really heavily discounted rates on shipping. So to get a general idea, I went to UPS and I said, hey, if I'm going to mail this package, I put in the weight, the dimensions, how much would this cost? It gives you an amount, but Amazon is going to help you with that. And you get really the best rate through Amazon than if you went to the website. So it cost me about $45 to ship I think it was a 30-something pound chandelier or something like that. And I shipped to California, and it cost me $54 to ship to California. But $54.30, that's $80. I sold it for $200. I still made $120. So you just have to kind of you get a feel for it after a while. But definitely go to the websites, put in the dimensions and the weight, and you can check for yourself before you list it or to sell it to get an idea of what it might cost you to ship. And always check the furthest place away, because you think the biggest mistake I made with eBay that got me really frustrated when I first started was that I never took into account what if somebody from California bought this item. And then, I was calculating $8, $9, $10, but I was ended up paying $14 or $16 to ship it to California, so I had to eat it. So that's something I would do. I would definitely get familiar with shipping rates before you list your items, oversized items especially.
All right. Now, Richie, if someone is new, let's say they've already had some experience selling on eBay, they don't know nothing about Amazon, they want to get started. How do they go about getting started on Amazon? What kind of products when they first get started, what kind of items should they start off selling? Books? Should it be certain items that they start off selling and then kind of ramp it up and work their way up. Guys, we're live with Richie Hustles, so if you have questions, drop it in the comments below. I think he said this year he's already hit $250,000 in sales this year. Is that correct? On Amazon. So he probably knows Amazon backwards and forwards. He can do it blindfolded. So if you have questions, drop it in the chat. So anyways, go ahead. If someone's a newbie, they're trying to get started, well, how do they go about doing that? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's really subjective. I know books right away. Books, because you can sell the most out of books. I know it doesn't sound fun. You know what I mean? And I can tell you right now, in new accounts, you're not going to be able to sell toys, and you're not going to be able to sell all the cool brands, and you're not going to be able to do any of that stuff until you prove to Amazon that A, you're serious and you can sell, B, you can sell a lot. And this is just straightforward. A lot of people will say, well, you want to focus on selling on what you'd like and, scan things around your house. And that's fine and dandy. And if you want to get used to the Seller app, you can scan things around your house to kind of see how things work. But if you want to get down and dirty and you want to get a head start and you want to just go, focus on the items you can sell. So, like, don't go into a store, scan an item and be like, oh, I can't sell that. Scan another item, get frustrated, right? Because eventually you're going to come to stuff you can sell. Eventually you're going to come to stuff you can be profitable. But if you want to be profitable right away and you want to start selling a lot, sell books. That's my advice. I'd always say to any beginner, always sell books, only because that's how I started. And I sold a ton of books. Now, we're kind of in a different environment right now because libraries used to be open. At least in my area, libraries are still not open to for book sales. I mean, I was going to buy 20 bags of books at book sales, spending $100, getting 20 bags of these books, prepping them, sending them in. Like I was sending in 300-400 books a week. It was a different time then. So I'd still stick with books because I know Savers and Goodwill, Salvation Army, I know they still have books for cheap, and you can still find profitable books there. But definitely don't give up when you're scanning items, and scan everything. Just scan everything.
Yeah. So Richie Hustle. So what I like about Amazon, if you sign up for the Pro Seller account, you can list unlimited items, right? It's not like eBay where they limit how many items you can list. You can list a limited amount of items that you want on the platform, correct? For the $40 seller fee. Now, I do want to mention something, guys. I'm not on Amazon, but I know a lot about it. So if you sign up for the Pro Seller account, and let's say the first 3 months you're not making any sales, could you get that refunded, that $40 refunded back on your account or not?
It's a good question. That's one of the ones I don't know. I
was told that you could, but I'm not on Amazon. That's why I asked you.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Okay, well, I don't know. I was told that if you're a newbie and you sign up for the Pro Seller account and you haven't sold any items, that they'll refund the $40 to your account. But it's only $40. It's like what, $1 a day? It's not a huge deal. So.
Right.
So
I have to look into that because that's good knowledge to pass on to beginning sellers. That's actually some good information. I have to check that out.
I was just asking because I heard about that, but I haven't actually signed up for it. Like I said, I'm busy right now. I work 7 days a week. I've got 2 eBay stores. I'm trying to run a YouTube channel. I haven't even got to Amazon. I'm like, I'm going to focus on my goal, get my 10,000 items listed in my main store, and then maybe next year I might look at it. But right now, there's only so many hours in a day, like you say, bro. Right. There's only so much you can do. So, Tell me a little bit about your backstory, Richie Hustles. I don't mean to get personal, but before you became a reseller, like, what was your life like? That's what we usually ask our guests. Like, what has your life been since you graduated high school till now? Because you weren't always a reseller. So tell everybody what happened. They gave you your high school diploma, and then they called your name. You went across the stage. They hand you the high school diploma. Then what happened? What happened after that?
Oh man, well, I started DJing more. So I used to DJ in nightclubs since I was 17, 18. So after high school, I kind of focused on DJing in clubs and running production companies and working for other production companies, DJing in nightclubs all around Boston, a couple times in New York and Connecticut, more New England, and I think that really kind of helped me into today. Just because when you're DJing, you have to sell yourself. So I think I've always had this like seller mentality, whether you're selling yourself, selling a night, selling a DJ, selling a nightclub, you're going to get people in. So I used to do that. And then I met my wife. I used to work in Saks Fifth Avenue as a personal shopper. That's where I met my wife. My wife used to work in cosmetics. We met, we hit it off, we got married. I got a banking job. Said to myself, I'm going to put on my big boy pants, and I said, oh, I'm going to do banking because I want to get into the stock market. I want to get into finance and stuff. And then fast forward to when I first started watching videos about reselling. I watched videos for about 3 to 4 months before I even went into that library that day. And the amount of doubt, like I look back and I'm like, it's such a different mentality when you're making your own money, your own hours. It's a different mentality. And you look back and you're like, wow, like I really thought to myself, these people are not making money. They're not doing it. It's bull. Everybody.
So you thought it was like a scam. You thought people were just blowing smoke, right?
Totally.
How long have you and your wife been married now, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, no, we've been married 7 years.
Well, time flies, bro. Time flies. I'm happy for you. So you thought you saw these people making videos. They were selling stuff on eBay and Amazon, and you just thought, like, man, this is just another one of these get rich quick scheme things. These people are they're trying to get views. They're trying to sell courses, but they're not actually making any money, right?
Right. And then what the funny thing is when I realized that when I first flipped that $16 into 50, I said, okay, not bad. You know, I waited, I got that $50, I took it, I bought more books, turned that into 140, and I'm like, okay, maybe we got something going here. And you know, if a lot of people out there like me, when I had the bank job, you live paycheck to paycheck. You know, you get paid, and before you even get your paycheck, it's gone because you're like, I got to pay this bill, I got to pay that bill, I got to pay all these bills. So what I had to do, I don't talk about it a lot, but I will say it just because I feel like it's important for people to understand, like when you're an average person and you feel like, how am I going to start a business? Where am I going to get the extra cash from? I can't go out and spend any of my money because all my money goes to my bills. I mean, what I did was, and you're talking to somebody, I just listened, my youngest daughter just turned 1. My oldest daughter is 5. So rewind to when I first started, I actually started doing Uber Eats. And I did Uber Eats every day faithfully after I got out of work. My commute to work sucked. It was 2 hours in, 2 hours home. And after I got off the train and into my car in the parking lot, I turned on the Uber Eats app, and I would drive at night from like 6:30 until like 10 at night every single day. And on the weekends, I would drive 6 in the morning until like 8 or 9 at night. Literally, for months and months and months. And I would sacrifice that time with my family. I would sacrifice that time with my wife, with myself. But every dollar I got from Uber Eats, about 90% of those dollars went into the business. And eventually I flipped enough where I could just say, I don't have to do Uber Eats anymore. Now I'm running my business. And then it's snowball effect.
Now, wait a second, Richie. Now, did you tell me that did you reinvest some of that money? You didn't spend that money buying ice cream cones and lollipops. You took the money and reinvested it, buy more merchandise. Is that what you're telling me?
I did say, and that's true. Listen, I did say 90% of it. You know, listen, when you work those long hours and you work that hard, I'd be a fool to tell everyone that I took 100% of that money and reinvested it. Yeah, you gotta take some of it, and like you gotta reward yourself sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly, a clean $90 out of every 100, I would reinvest into the business. Yes.
Right, but 100%. What I'm saying is, it takes time. You've been doing this for 3 years, so if someone's getting interested in selling on Amazon, they're like, bro, how do I go from zero to $200,000 in sales?
You have to make it happen.
Yeah, and they're just like, I just don't see it. They're like, I scan all these barcodes that says I'm restricted. I just don't know how to get started. And what do you do? What do you tell somebody if they're just not motivated? Like maybe they've tried it out. They saw somebody else in a video, and they're like, man, I went to a clearance aisle once. I walked in and walked out. I couldn't find anything. I'm just not motivated. I just want to do my 9-to-5 job, and that's it. Like,
I mean, what I would say to that is, honestly, sometimes the hard truth has to come in. Reselling isn't for everybody. You know what I mean? It's not for everybody. I would say to the person who is constantly doubting themselves, maybe doesn't have the self-confidence, I would say watch some resellers and try to mimic what they do. Fake it till you make it. Look what they're buying. Look what they're doing. Right? Are you waking up at 6 a.m. and waiting to go garage sailing? Are you looking to try to get items at garage sales on the weekends? Are you doing your homework? Are you going to garage sale, yardsale.com? finding out where all the yard sales are? Are you getting up and going at 7 a.m. to Walmart after they did all the markdowns overnight? Are you there? Are you the first one there? Are you going to book sales? Are you calling libraries? Are you at Savers? Are you bringing donations to get 20% off to lower your costs when you're buying books or board games? Are you going to 3 or 4 Savers a day? Are you going to more than 3 stores in general? I think a lot of people just have to be honest with themselves. And if you want it to happen and you want to do it, then you will make it happen. You will find a way. Look, when I first started, I didn't know if I was going to be able to find a way because I didn't know where I was going to find the extra money. You know what I mean? And I said I really don't want to drive people around with Uber. I don't want to do that. What else can I do? And then they had Uber Eats, and I'm like, well, I don't mind just putting food on their doorstep, whatever. Let's try it out. And then I got addicted. I mean, listen, when I was doing Uber Eats part-time, like after work, I was taking in almost $1,000 a week. Like, but the thing is, Richie, you're putting the hours in. What I'm saying is when people watch your videos, they see a 15-20 minute video, they don't realize that sometimes you might be in that store for 2 hours to get this merchandise because you're scanning barcodes. Not every barcode you scan is a winner. It's almost like buying a lottery ticket or something. Like every lottery ticket you scratch off isn't going to be a winner. So when you're going through these aisles, you might be putting in 2 hours and then they see a quick 10, 15, 20-minute video. They think they're going to walk in and walk out in 10 minutes and be done with it. They don't understand. That's why I'm trying to bring transparency with my lives, because I want people to see, hey, listen, this live, and I tell people right off the bat, this live might be a winner, it might be a dinner, or it might be a dud. You don't know. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is sometimes when people watch these YouTube videos, they don't understand the effort, the work, the time commitment that goes into it. They don't understand that Richie Hustles, he might have been in Walmart clearance today for 2 hours. He might have went to 5 different, stores. He might have went to 5 different Targets, 5 different Marshalls, 10 different Walmarts looking for merchandise, and he might have spent 2-3 hours out of his day looking for merchandise. It wasn't like it just showed up and fell in your lap and landed at your doorstep. And I think that they just see a video and think, man, this is only going to take 10 minutes out of my day. I'll be in and out that quick. And it's easy. They think it's easy.
No, it's a lot of hard work. And I would implore anybody, if you wanted to get started, now is the time to get started. It's not saturated. You have to put in the work. You have to go store to store. You have to scan item after item after item. And you're going to find, literally, and I know Reezy says it all the time, you're going to find a lot of disappointment more than excitement. And that's going to come, listen, when you get experience with it, you'll start to see things turn because you'll know that certain items aren't going to bring you profit. But when you're first starting, you have to put in the hours. You have to put in the work. So you have to go into the multiple stores. You have to scan everything. You can't just scan 2, 3 things, 4 things, and that's it. It's never going to work that way.
Yeah, well, I don't know about where you're up in Boston, but down here in Tampa, where I'm at, ever since this virus thing hit, there's a whole bunch of brick and mortar stores that are shutting down, going out of business, and they're not coming back up. And so, I mean, the thing is, the future, we're guys, you got to understand, we're in the year 2020, guys. This isn't 2005. This is not 2010. The wave of the future is going to be online. So if don't miss the boat. That's where it's all heading to. So if you're not online as an online reseller or selling on e-commerce platforms like eBay, Amazon, Mercari, you're going to be left behind. They already have drones. I was reading an article today. It says Walmart already has drones that they're activating, delivering stuff to people's front porches. So, if you keep thinking like, oh, I'm going to have a brick and mortar store like this is the 1950s, it's not. We're in the year 2020. You got to think about where the economy and where things are going to be at 10, 15, 20 years down the line. So if you're not getting started yet, get your foot in the door and get your feet wet. I mean, it's not gonna it's not gonna hurt anything just to get started and get moving. So Richie Hustles, now give me.
The important thing is to get started, because a lot of people don't know how to get started. And I would just simply say you have to get out there, you have to take action, you have to scan items, you have to get your feet wet. You can't just sit around, scan 5 items, leave. Like, you have to just take a full day and go to multiple stores, scanning hundreds of items, and take note.
Yeah, and the thing is, you have people in the reseller community. If you email me, you email Richie Hustles, you email some of the guys. If you need help, we're here to help you guys. You can send me an email, Instagram, whatever you need. We're here to help you out if you're struggling with something. If you're like, hey, I'm gated in this category, I don't know how to get ungated. If you're like, hey, I just can't find certain kind of merchandise, I want to give up, I'm having a bad day, whatever it is, just send us an email. We're here to help you guys out. So Richie Hustles, now give us some tips now, because I've noticed you've been expanding your YouTube channel. So give us two or three good tips if someone wants to start a YouTube channel and they have 0 subscribers and they're struggling to go from 0 to 1,000. How do they do that? Give us 2 or 3 tips on to do that, and give us 2 or 3 good tips on Amazon. If someone's like, man, I'm at 0 sales on Amazon, I'm trying to get to 6 figures a year, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, I just don't know how to do it. So go ahead, give us drop some knowledge on us, Richie.
So with the YouTube, I would say this. YouTube is probably one of the platforms I got frustrated the most, because YouTube is something that you know that you can make money with videos, but you have to wait till you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watching hours. What I would say is this: just make content. Keep making content. Keep being consistent. Upload. Don't look at YouTube as a dollar sign at first when you start. Make a YouTube video because it's what you love to do. And that's why I document a lot of what I do, is because I said, instead of making these videos with these special cameras and setups and all that stuff, I'm going to take my phone, I'm going to take my GoPro, and I'm going to document what I do. I mean, did I have to start a YouTube channel? No, but I'm glad I did. I love my YouTube channel. So what I would say is just be consistent. Don't give up. It will come. It will come. It really will. Do research. I looked up videos on YouTube, how to increase YouTube viewership, hashtagging, and all these different things that play into what they call SEO, that helps rank your video on YouTube.
Yeah, he's talking about keywords, guys.
Yeah, and you have to be consistent. You have to be. I put up my first 80, 90 videos unmonetized, 100 videos. It was just, you have to, I think I made almost 100 videos that were unmonetized before I hit 1,000. But you just got to keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Don't give up. Keep doing it, and do it because you love to do it. Don't do it say, oh, I think this is going to get a lot of views and I'm going to make a lot of money doing this video. It's kind of the wrong reason, and honestly, you won't be consistent doing that. You're just going to get frustrated.
Yeah, so don't give up. Be consistent and just keep working at it. You're going to get better at it the better you do it. You're going to learn more about search engines, key tags, all that stuff. But it just takes time. I mean, I think it took me 8-9 months to go from 0 to 1,000. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. And I would just be active in the community. Be active in other people's live streams. Leave comments. Collaborate and be consistent. It'll happen over time as long as you don't give up.
And if you want to grow fast, and it might be hard for some people, take a video, post a video every day. I know that's a lot to ask. Even every other day, even if you just take it with your phone. Document your journey, whatever you're doing, post it, edit it, title it, use the correct hashtags, but do a video consistently every day or every other day, and you will grow tremendous. As far as Amazon goes, use Keepa. If you're not going to use Keepa with Amazon, then honestly, don't sell on Amazon. It's going to be extremely hard. And what Keepa is, for those who don't know what Keepa.com is, it reads the analytics of any product from Amazon. It takes the data from Amazon and puts it in your lap. It lets you know sales rank. It lets you know how much an item sold. It lets you know the highest an item sold, the lowest, the average price, the average rank, the highest rank, all types of data that you can use to make an informed decision about making a purchase to resell. So you definitely need Keepa. And besides the obvious of, don't give up, scan everything that we've said numerous times, make sure you're doing your due diligence and your research in the stores. And don't be afraid to, like you had said, don't be afraid to reach out to other resellers, yourself, myself. I try to answer as many messages as I can. Sometimes my messages get trapped in the request folder and I don't see it for a couple of days, but I try to get back to anybody I can. But get started, do it, go out, scan it, do it. You have to do it. You can't talk about it, scan 3 items and then say, oh, I couldn't do anything. No, you have to take action, go out and do it.
So Richie, also, do you still have 2 cell phones, bro? Do you have 2 phones?
I do. I have the one I'm on now, and then I have this.
Okay, but
My
tell me
iPhone.
what's the strategy behind that? Because I feel like I feel like you have knowledge you're not telling us. Why do you have two cell phones? Tell the people why. It's not because
So
you got some side chick. It's because you're
no.
using it for your business. Tell the people. Let's put that out there, right?
So
I'm not trying to do you dirty, bro. I'm just asking,
no,
right?
it's cool. So the main phone I have is the Samsung Note. What is it? I think it's the Note 20 Ultra, whatever one that just came out. I love it.
Yeah.
The quality is great for filming. I use it for my main account, but the second account I use this because I have a second Amazon account. So I use this. I have a second Amazon account that I sell strictly books, and then my main account is everything else, RA, wholesale, and whatnot. So this is really programmed with the user ID for um, my books. My Scoutify is logged in with this. I pay for two repricers. Everything is doubled. So that's the reason why I have two phones. But to tell you the God honest truth, I didn't always have two phones, and it wasn't solely for reselling. I originally got two phones because I was doing Uber Eats on one phone and DoorDash on the other phone. So I
Yeah.
so I didn't buy two phones for reselling. It's because I was running two delivery apps simultaneously, and that's how I was able to make $1,000 a week.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what I do. I deliver boxes for a courier company, and every time I do a delivery, like they just gave me a delivery to Gainesville, I'm gonna drive up there, pick up a box, and deliver it. It's $100 for
Yeah.
one delivery. Now you might do 3, 4, or 5 deliveries a night, so it adds up. But that one box, I don't have no boss, no uniform, no time clock, none of that. I
Right.
go up here, go do my delivery, and come back. I set up my own hours, work whenever I want to work, and I'm off when I want to be off. So yeah, I told you, me and Richie, we're pretty similar. I'm telling you, we're pretty similar on the same playing field. Somebody in the chat, they want to know how many items you currently have listed on Amazon.
For Amazon, I have over 1,000 SKUs. I used to have almost 2,000 SKUs, but with wholesale, it's actually allowed me to have. It's going to sound funny. It actually allowed me to have less SKUs but more velocity. So I'm selling more replenishables than say being 100% RA, and you have to buy all these different products. Right now, I think it's just under 1,200. Let me see if it's on here. I might be logged into my other Amazon account.
That's all right. So Richie, let me before we let you go, bro, because we've been live streaming for 50 minutes. I want to get you out of here before the hour mark. So give us some advice now. If someone is maybe they're not on Amazon and they're just selling on eBay, because I know you sold on both platforms before. Where do you recommend they go sourcing? You recommend they go hit at yard sales? You recommend they go to Goodwills, thrift stores? Do you recommend retail arbitrage? Can you elaborate a little bit on that? And can you tell us about Brickseek? Tell us about those two things.
Yeah, I mean, I would say start off with retail arbitrage, but I would say start off with books if you can. Um, Start off in the clearance aisle on low items. Like when I transitioned from books into RA in the clearance aisle, I was only buying items, under 10 or 20 bucks because I didn't have the extra cash. I had to build the extra cash. Start with books. I would start with books. And as far as Brickseek go, I hate Brickseek. I love Brickseek and I hate Brickseek. We have a love-hate relationship. It's when it's good, it's great. When it's not, which is most of the time, it sucks because and somebody said, oh, I think Brickseek is lying all the time because they can never find the items in the stores. And I said, I don't think it's Brickseek. I think it's Walmart that's lying all the time because Brickseek is pretty accurate when it's tracking the inventory. The problem is a lot of the inventory is in Walmart's back room. And if you've ever been into a Walmart and you ask any employee, doesn't matter what state, town, friggin' county, it doesn't matter where you are, you'll never be able to get somebody in Walmart to go check in the back room. It's very rare. So Brickseek I have a love-hate relationship with. I do have the premium because when it does come through, it pays for it all the time. And you have 30 days basically in the month to at least find that item that's going to pay for your Brickseek. But a lot of times before I go in these stores and I check the Brickseek for that specific store, a lot of those times you come up empty-handed. That's just the hard truth.
Yeah, somebody in the chat, they said, how do you deal with an Amazon IP claim only with the receipt?
Yeah, so I've only had one or two IP claims. One I was able to dispute with an actual receipt. But they did not lift it because they said I needed to get permission from this brand. It was kind of one of those situations. If anybody said sold on Amazon, I'm not sure if they do it on eBay, but you kind of get like that cease and desist letter. Hey, you're selling that product. You shouldn't be selling it. You don't have permission to sell it. Blah blah blah. When I first started, I used to get scared. Now when I get those letters, I just tear it up. I'm not telling you to tear it up, but I just tear it up. If I get a second or third letter, then I may take the item down, because you're kind of doing your due diligence before you get hit with an IP claim. That's kind of a hard. It really depends on the person. If you're not selling a lot, I would take the first notice seriously. You know, if you're not selling a lot of that item and you only have like 1 or 2 SKUs of that item, take it down. You know, why give yourself the headache? You know what I mean?
I've had something happen to me before. I bought one of those shaker bottle things, you know, the ones with the little wire thing in there that you shake up before you take a protein thing. Well, I tried to sell one on eBay, and they sent me a message and said, "Well, you're an authorized person. You can't authorize to sell it." I'm like, whatever. I got 50 cents tied up in the item. I'm not arguing with you over 50 cents. I just took the item down and just to avoid it, because you don't want to deal with the lawsuit. You don't want to deal with your account being suspended over something stupid like that. This is your account. This is an income stream you're going to have the rest of your life. So you know, you don't have to win every battle. If they come at you, just you gotta pick and choose your battles. Just let it go and move on.
And the funny thing is you know, when you sign up to Amazon, I believe it's in the user agreement that you know, if Amazon allows you to sell on their platform, you're able to sell items that Amazon has listed. It's almost like if they send you a letter to stop selling their product, it's almost like they're trying to violate your terms of agreement with Amazon, right? Like you have an agreement with Amazon. Hey, you're allowing me to sell this product. Okay, I'm going to list this product, but now said product says, hey, you can't sell on Amazon. Now, I mean, could you win that battle? I don't know. I don't have the money to pay a lawyer to figure that out. So you know, if I have, like for instance, I got a letter from GoPro last month. For selling their accessories, but I had 10 still in stock. So honestly, when I got that letter that said, hey, you need to take down those items, I disregarded it. I sold all those 10 items within the month. Now I didn't get a second notice or a third notice. So as far as they're concerned, I've already sold those items. Those items are already off my inventory. I don't sell GoPro anymore. You just have to pick and choose the battles. You know what I mean? It just depends. It depends on the language. It depends on where it comes from. You know what I mean?
All right. Now Richie Hustles now telling me, okay, now I'm in a parking lot at a Walmart. Okay, I'm going into Walmart. Now I'm looking for items to buy. Where do I go first? Do I go to the clearance? Do I go to the electronics? Do I go look for video games? Where's the first place I need to go check for barcodes?
I always go to check the clearance aisle first.
All right.
Just because if anything's going to be marked in clearance, generally I know Walmart marks clearance in their own departments as well, but I always check the clearance aisle first. Then I move to toys. After toys, I go to electronics, video games and stuff. And then I actually go to household. I go look at household cleaners and multi-sprays. Ever since COVID started, huge seller. People all of a sudden want to be clean. Like, it's like people have never been clean before. So if you can find these items, if you can even find them on the shelves, because I don't know how it is in Florida, but up here, our shelves are still bare. You know, if you find 3 bottles of Clorox, you're lucky. I do that aisle, and then honestly, it depends on maybe if BrickSeek says there's a watch. It just depends, but generally I go clearance, toys, electronics, household.
Richie Hustles, tell me now, are Nintendo Switches still hot? Because I saw you buying and flipping them like hotcakes. Are they still hot sellers right now or no?
Yeah, I mean, in the past couple of months, they're super rare. I was able to find 3 of them. Bought them full price for $2.99 in Walmart's, and I sold them for $4.50. One of them, I think the highest one I sold was $4.79 for the Switch.
And how much did you pay for it?
$2.99.
Right. So but it was
sold it for $4.79, and then there was $58 in fees. So I ended up making $115, maybe $120 after all said and done.
Now, what if someone has bigger items? Because I saw you bought that TV and flipped it. Now, tell me how that happened. There was this big TV. It was on clearance. Tell me about it.
So that was a 32-inch Vizio that was on clearance. It was for $88. I looked it up. They sold it. Well, it was selling for $157 on Amazon. I listed it while I was in the store as merchant fulfilled because I wasn't going to sell it to FBA. And the reason is when I was, well, I'll tell you the reason in a second. Before I could even get the checkout, that TV was sold. I ended up selling it for $141. I ended up selling it for 141. I went home. You know what I did? After I took off the clearance stickers out, it was already a box. So I put the shipping label right on the TV box and I brought it. I didn't have to pack it. I didn't have to prep it. It was already prepped. You know, it's already packed nice in the box.
I'm with you, man. I like selling new items that are still brand new in the shrink wrap. I don't have to do any testing. Don't have to do any cleaning. Just box it and ship it, man. Anyways, we've been live streaming for an hour, guys. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I want to thank my guest, Richie Hustles, for hanging out with me. You got to come on again sometime and hang out with me, man. Maybe after the holidays. I'll reach out to you. Yeah, you have to come and hang out with me. Give me your final thoughts. Now, let's say I'm making $1,000 a month right now on eBay or Amazon. I'm trying to get to $10,000 a month. How do I do that, Richie Hustles?
You have to invest every penny. And
give me the secret.
Make sure your investments are gonna be worth it. You know, don't buy $10. I can't tell you not to buy a $10 item to make a $2 profit, because for some people that's okay. But if you're gonna buy a $10 item, try to make $5. Try to find a product that's gonna give you higher ROI and velocity. But take that $1,000 and invest it all. Reinvest all of it.
All right. So we can't go spend. We can't go on a shopping spree. We can't go buy a new Coach purse. I can't go buy a new pair of Jordans. I can't go get the new iPhone. Come on now, help me out, Richie.
You'll be able to get all that stuff. Once you hit 10,000, then you can take and treat yourself.
All right. Okay. All right, guys. I took out. I want to thank Richie for hanging out with me. We've been live streaming for an hour. We had a good time, man. Thank you for hanging out with me.
Definitely.
We're gonna head out. Bye, guys.
Peace
Hey,
out,
man.
guys.
See you. I'll talk to you soon, buddy. Bye.
All right, brother. Take care.